Wonder, 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 wonder.
Welcome back to Señora Vibes. I'm your host, the Alicia E. Señora Vibes is a spicy lifestyle show celebrating the dynamic experiences of women 40 plus. According to ChatGPT, Señora Vibes typically refers to an aura or demeanor that gives off an elegant, sophisticated, and mature vibe, often associated with older women or señoras. It's about carrying oneself with confidence and grace, exuding a sense of wisdom and experience. So if this sounds like you, come embrace your Señora Vibes with me, and let's explore together our Señora era fearlessly and excited. Welcome back, my friends. Thank you so much for being here. It is season 12 of Señora Vibes podcast. I'm your host, Alicia. And season 12 for me, it's going to be about leveraging relationships, about being more confident in the things that I do, in the things that I try, and definitely putting myself out there a lot more than I do before. And one thing that I think people always ask us about and always want to know about, and it's a conversation that comes up every time somebody sees us, is where do you guys recommend we visit as couples? Because señoras at this age, we're in our 40s, we're wanting to enjoy life with our guys, that kind of thing. And, or our girls too. It could be partners, it could be anybody. And so today I'm bringing back my husband, Rusk, who is my travel buddy.
Oh, thanks for bringing me back. And I am your travel buddy.
Yeah, and we've been traveling how long now?
Oh, since 1999 was our first trip to New York City. It's almost 24 years.
And wasn't it cool how...
September or May?
What was it? September?
September.
We were talking about this the other day because we encourage other couples, or we encourage anybody just to travel. Even if you're going somewhere here in Texas, just get out of your little space, of your little box, and try something new and be adventurous and just go for it, right?
Yep.
And so I think one conversation piece that always tends to come back to us is, what are some good places for couples? We're looking to reconnect. We're at a different stage in our life now. We're looking to reconnect with our partners. And so we are thinking, okay, let's give them 3 places that we loved, and encourage other people to try. So first of all, let's talk about Colombia.
Yeah, I think...
talk about Cartagena, which is, I think, one of the best places for couples to visit.
It is one of the best places. It's actually really just for couples. There isn't really much for families to do there. It's a cool colonial, Spanish colonial town on the coast of Colombia, and right just north of Bogota. And to get there is not complicated. It's a straight flight from Houston to Bogota on United Airlines, and those planes typically leave late at night, arrive early in the morning, and then you just probably have a 90-minute layover in Bogota, and you could catch a 45-minute flight from there to Cartagena.
Yeah, and I think one of the recommendations we always give people is before you book, or before you even think, when you're planning your trips or you're planning your travel, definitely think about, and I think this is something we always just need to really remind ourselves as well, is when you're there, finding like a local tour guide or somebody that can help you there. And I think one of the things is people are always saying, where do you find those tour guides, or where do you go to find your tour guides?
Yep.
And something you like to use is Tours by Locals.
Toursbylocals.com.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a lot less expensive than hiring a tour company. We've done those as well. And there are certain countries and certain destinations hiring a tour company that micromanages your entire itinerary. For example, like in Vietnam, or if you go to India, those places are a little bit more complex to navigate on your own. But a place like Cartagena, it's a nice mid-sized town, and you can simply go to toursbylocals.com, type in Cartagena, or type in another easier navigable destination, and you can find a whole bunch of tour guides presenting their resumes, their biographies, and how much they charge for the tours, and it's all negotiable too.
Yeah,
You
that's
can
really good.
they can say for 4 hours it's $275, and you'll just reach out to them, send them a DM, and they'll tell you can go through the itinerary, you can add things, you can delete the stuff off of things they want to suggest. Some people want to see more churches, some people want to see more art history. Some people want to see more modern stuff, and it all depends on what you want to see when you go to a place. And that's a great thing about these independent freelance tour guides is that they know their city, they know their country, they live there, and a lot of them, in our experience, they've always been very passionate about it. And Lisa and I have discussed this many times over the years. There's two consistent things in tour guides.
Yeah.
They all state the obvious,
Mm-hmm.
and that they're always very passionate about their jobs. Even the freelancers, the ones that they all have to be licensed. They're all governed by whatever the country's regulatory
Mm-hmm.
body for travel tourism is. And so you're not getting just somebody off the street that just has to be an armchair historian or somebody that just knows.
Yeah.
They've done some rigorous exams to make sure that they're not peddling you erroneous information of what you're
Mm-hmm.
seeing or
Mm-hmm.
taking you to
No,
places.
they're
Right?
legit. In
They're
order for
legit,
them
yeah.
to be able to be a
Right.
part of that, they
Yeah.
have to be real.
And you can negotiate the price, but
Mm-hmm.
more importantly, you can negotiate your itinerary. If you don't want to go see a particular
Mm-hmm.
cathedral and say, no, I've seen enough of those, I want to go see
Yeah.
something else, and they can skip that for you.
Yeah. And so it's a curated pretty much.
It's
They
curated,
curate
right.
it for you and whatever you want to do. So when you're brainstorming or you're planning ahead, definitely look at that and see where you want to go, what you want to try. One of the ways that we discover new places is just brainstorming ideas or destinations. Is Rusk is really big about going in the newspaper at the travel sections or the destinations or departures magazine. You like getting ideas from there. I like getting ideas from Instagram, and I'll do hashtag Cartagena and it pops up, and then you get some ideas on where you want to go and what you want to do. The really great thing about Cartagena is that it has a really amazing colonial vibe, and the hotels are very boutique.
Yes.
They are not, I don't think we saw any chain hotels. It
Yeah.
was very local, very homey, very
Right.
charming.
Yeah, they've all been remodeled from the
Yes.
19th, 18th century. Spanish came in and former residences for office buildings, and
Yeah.
then turned into boutique hotels. It's the way to do it.
Yeah, definitely.
And we stayed, I think, at a place called Casa San Agustin.
Yes.
And it's right in the heart of
In the
old,
heart of
old
Cartagena,
town.
on the old town.
It has a
Mhm.
beautiful pool in the middle of the hotel,
Mhm.
covered by vegetation, plants, and they have poolside bar service. Food is fantastic.
So definitely a great place to check out if you're heading out
Right.
there.
It's called Casa. It's about a 15-minute drive from the airport.
Kids could come, but it's really geared towards couples and definitely older couples. Señoras and señores, definitely, that's what I'm thinking, the right place for you. And the other thing that's really fantastic about it is you could definitely take boat rides. It's really right off of the piers. You can get a boat ride for the day. And they do boat rides. So much fun in Cartagena.
Yeah.
They supply everything for you, food,
Right.
drinks,
Yeah.
and it's really quite
Right.
affordable. It really wasn't
Yeah.
expensive at all.
Yeah, these are mini yachts, and they take you right
Mhm.
off the port. And the marina is actually four yachts.
Yeah.
I think a yacht is defined anything that's over 40 feet long.
Yeah.
These are like a little smaller than that.
Yeah.
And they take you to these little islands. It's about an hour, maybe not even an hour, 45 minutes boat ride to the islands, and you just island hop for the afternoon, and you can go jump in the water. You can stay on the beach.
Yeah. Islands of Rosario, Baru,
Yeah.
Cholon. Yeah. So
Those are all the islands. Rosario, Baru, and Cholon. I think
you could do snorkeling. You could do listening to music. You could do a little party with
Right.
some friends if you wanted to
Yeah,
invite
no.
other couples.
Yeah, they play the local Colombian music. What is it called? It's
Salsa and cumbia,
salsa and cumbia, right?
which is very popular.
Right.
And the other great thing about it for couples is the rooftop bars. They are so much fun, and almost every night they have singing and dancing
Yeah.
and like bands playing on the rooftop.
Yes,
It's so much
That's
fun.
actually the number one thing
Yes.
to do in Cartagena is the rooftop bars. There are a plethora of them out there all over the city. There's actually a ranking and rating system for
Yes.
them. The
They
best
do.
reviews, right? Best drinks or the best entertainment. And the views are really cool because it's all mid-level size boutique buildings, and you get to get a good view of the town.
Yeah, 360-degree views on some of
360-degree
those.
view,
Yeah,
right.
on some of those
Right.
rooftop restaurants too. And they have food, they have music. It's just amazing. And I have a whole booklet that Rusk and I wrote together that gives you an itinerary of all the different places that we
Yes,
tried
right.
and all the things
Yep.
that we did. So I'm going to be linking it to this podcast episode as well. So let's go to the second place, honey. The second place that we recommend. And this is a place we just came from. We were just there in November. We usually like going to Europe in the fall
Yeah, yeah.
because less people, less tourists. The weather is fantastic. It's not too cold, not too hot. And we were just in the Rioja.
Yes. So we were, like Alicia had mentioned, it's actually, to us, it's more beneficial than now to travel into Europe in the low season. Yes, it's cold, it's a little chilly, but it's not like freezing cold. It's like
No,
in
it's
the
not very
40s and
cold.
50s, but nobody's there. And so you have the whole place to yourself, the restaurants to yourself, the wineries to yourself. There's not a lot of tourists going on. And this, I think, this is the second year we've done this. Last year we did France in November. This year we did Spain.
Mm-hmm.
And so we decided to do Rioja and start off there. It's in northern Spain. It's about a 2.5, 3 hour drive from Madrid.
Yeah.
You can fly to Madrid from New York. And you get in early in the morning, you rent a car, you drive out to Rioja, which is about 2.5 hours. And we stayed in a hotel called the Marqués de Riscal. It's based on the famous archaeologist Frank Gehry. And it's a very cool
Architect.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say archaeologist, architect Frank Gehry. And he designed this particular Marriott hotel. It's in the heart of Rioja. It's actually in the heart of Rioja Alta, which is a little bit north of the main part of Rioja. And his design, the hotel represented red wine, white wine, and he has these aluminum metal, I don't even know what they are.
Structures?
Structures, yeah.
What are they?
I have no idea. And these metal panels, they're like
they're
aluminum paneling
Yeah.
all over the hotel. And it's supposed to represent a vineyard, symbolically, represent the red wine, the white wine. And it's amazing. And Rioja is known for its, if you guys are big Tempranillo fans, this is the heart of Tempranillo country. Some of the best Tempranillos in the world come from Rioja. And there's some great restaurants out there. And some of the wineries, if I recall, we visited was Ysios.
Yeah. Bodega Isios.
That's Ysios. Also, we visited Marqués de Riscal. That's the hotel we
That's
stayed
the
at.
hotel, which is
separate winery.
beautiful.
Right. There's Lopez de Heredera. That's one of the big players in town. There's also Murcia. That's another.
Bodegas Roda.
Droga, we went there, which is right next to them. And they're all within this main wine road in the middle of the town. And the name of the town, you'd probably have to pronounce it better than me, start with the letter.
Oh, wow. I need to look at it. But if you are looking to visit here, I think one way that would really give you some good ideas is to look at the hashtag Rioja Alta, or hashtag visit Rioja Alta, or hashtag wine travelers. Is that my alarm going off? That sure is. So those are some So that's definitely a good way for you to find tours out there and wineries that you might want to try.
This is
the hashtag. Ezequiel Rioja.
Ezequiel
Rioja.
That is the town you stay at to be in the heart of Rioja Alta and Rioja Alavesa. I don't recommend you go to Rioja Oriental or Rioja Baja. Those are some of the more entry-level wines. It's more countryside out there. This is the heart of where you're going to find the best quality in terms of price ratio. In Rioja Alta and Rioja Alavesa, there's subregions. And Ezequiel, the town that you have.
Yeah, Ezequiel.
That's the town, that's the starting point to branch off to all those wineries.
Exactly. So that was amazing. That was lovely. And then we took a ride out to Priorat, and we stayed at a place called Terra Dominicata, which is amazing, gorgeous hotel and winery. It's a hidden gem of Catalonia.
Yes. So Priorat is a very nerdy wine region. It's actually a very small wine region. I think, if I recall, there are only 21 or 22 wineries, but it dates back to early 1500s. Actually, you'll probably find modern wine industry dates back to the 1500s. And there used to be, there was 10 main families in Priorat, and they branched off to 2 different families, and there were the 5 main producers from each family. And one of the famous ones is Clos du Aubac, CLOS D Aubac, OLBAC.
Yeah.
And the wines were just phenomenal. This is a Bordeaux kind of blend area with some Grenache in it. So they're mostly Grenache-based wines, and you'll find some Cabernet Sauvignons and Merlots in there, possibly even a Cabernet Franc blend in. So you're not looking like the
Mm-hmm.
Rhone Bordeaux mixture of different wines. And it's some of the best wines I think you and I have had tried in probably
In
in all of our wine drinking years, right?
ever, yeah.
This is the only region we had actually shipped the wine back from of the 3 regions that we had visited in Spain on this particular trip. And once again, it's Priorat, Priorat,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a 4-hour drive from Rioja.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a beautiful drive in the countryside.
I think that's one of the most romantic things is
Yes.
the drive. It's
Yes.
just so beautiful.
Right.
The whole Rioja countryside, I think
Yes. It's underrated.
it's so gorgeous.
It's underrated. And when you get to Priorat, it's a lot of switchbacking in the hills. And what's also interesting about this particular wine region is that the vines are not on typical flat land. They are on what they call terraces or terraces. And they're designed that way to capture the rainfall, which is very scarce in that particular area. And so you see these vines going on steps. And it's all mechanical harvesting out there, which makes for great quality wine. I'm sorry, not mechanical. It's all manual harvesting, hand harvesting out there, which makes for hand selection in the wines, and you're getting some of the best products. And that hotel that you had mentioned where we stayed at,
Yeah,
Terra
Terra Dominicata.
yeah, they got great winery there themselves and beautiful views, and it's nestled in a valley between the hills and the mountains. It's by far, I think, some of the most beautiful not real estate, but just geography I think I've ever seen
Anywhere, and it's so romantic. Definitely bring your significant other there because it's so pretty. And the name of the city where this is Tarragona. So if
Right.
you want to look it up on the map, it's Tarragona in Spain. And it's called Priorat because it was established as a priory by the monks. And they were the ones who cultivated the first grapes there and the first wine. So that's why it's called Priorat, because it was established by the monks in this particular region of Spain. But I don't know if I've ever had more bold, beautiful red wine
Yes.
in my life.
Yeah, it's bold and it's sexy at the same time.
Gorgeous,
And those
beautiful.
2 words are typically not interchangeable.
What, bold and sexy?
Not in wine.
Oh.
Yeah, bolds are like typically very full body wines that have flavors kind
And what are
screech.
sexy wines?
Sexy wines are silky wines where everything is integrated.
Oh.
The acid, the tannins,
Oh, okay.
all that's nothing overpowered the wine. It's not too acidic. It's not too tannic. It's not too red fruit based or too blue fruit based. That's what bold wines are. Bold wines, the way I would define them, is one that has way too much acid or way too much tannins.
Mm-hmm.
But that may be like the signature of that region,
Mm-hmm.
signature of that particular grape.
Gotcha.
This kind of mixes it all together.
Right.
So makes it a sexy or silky wine.
Okay. And then from there, we drove south to...
No, we drove northeast.
Northeast.
Yes,
Okay.
right.
Why does it seem south?
So
to
we're now heading
Okay.
from Madrid, that center part of Spain.
Yeah.
And we're heading east all the way to the coast. And then we finished off in Barcelona. That's how we flew back from there. That way we don't have to drive back to Madrid. It makes no sense. And so we headed northeast to
Yeah, Cava Hotel Mastinel.
Cava Hostel Mastinel. This is now the sparkling wine Champagne region. Of course, it's not Champagne, so sparkling wine. This is now their Champagne region in Spain. It's called Penedès. And of course, they have red and white wines there as well, but they're known for their sparkling wine. And the sparkling wine out there is called Cava. It's very traditional. It's very similar to the traditional winemaking technique that they use in Champagne as well. It's just a little bit more fruity here. And it's beautiful there as well. That hotel that we had stayed at, I would recommend you guys looking it up on their Instagram.
Yeah.
The design of the hotel has looks like it's signed oak barrels. And I'm sorry, not oak barrels. The wine glasses.
It's the wine glass and the bubbles.
The bubbles. Yes,
Yeah.
That's what it was. I thought when I asked him if it was oak barrels with bottles inside laying on their sides, but
no, it's the bubbles.
It's bubbles in a glass.
It's beautiful. It's such a unique. One thing I did love is that they take their architecture very seriously in Spain.
Right. Yep, and it's commensurate to the region that you're at, and that's why we picked these 3 hotels, is because they represented each region each wine region that they reside in, and even the one in Priorat, the Terra Dominicata, it was like almost part of the hill. Like they almost built the hotel out of the side of the hill, and it represented in the color of the hotel, the brown, which
exactly
to make it look like it was barren. It's not a barren area. It has vegetation. It's not like overly lush with vegetation, and all the designs, the architecture of the hotel is taken into consideration the area that it's in.
Yeah, so definitely if you want to try that place, definitely hashtag Penedes or Turismo España. That area is amazing and just so unique and different as well. So if you're looking for a place to go with your loved one, that's definitely a huge recommendation. And the food, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They always say that the gastronomy of the Spanish is like so like above everything and like amazing. Okay, now I know why. Like now it's certifiable. I loved it. The food was so good.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
so
and then from there, it's a short drive
to
to Barcelona.
Barcelona,
It's only
right?
it's about 25, 30 minutes, and that's how we routed the trip is to
Mm-hmm.
make it efficient. So you're not having to drive all the way back to Madrid another 4 or 5 hours. So from there, it's 25 minutes in Barcelona back to New York and New York to Houston.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful wine region out there. It's the Penedès and Priorat are nerdy wine regions. Not a lot of people know about them. It doesn't have the reputation of Rioja unless you study wine. And it's definitely a place. I typically don't like going back to the same places twice, but that's something I would probably go back a second time.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Take me with you.
Always.
Don't leave me behind.
Always. That's a given.
Yeah. I wrote on Instagram the other day. I'm like, I have to sacrifice because my husband needs to research for wine. So I'm sacrificing myself and coming along with you, Mr. Elatasi.
Worse.
Okay, so the last place I want to talk about, because it was such a unique and special place, is Baja, California, Mexico. But the place where we stayed is called Paradero.
Yeah, it's 1 hour, maybe an hour, 15 minutes north of Cabo. You just fly into Cabo, quick flight, as you all know, 2 hours. And then you could rent a car or the hotel can arrange transportation for you, or you can get a taxi or Uber, whatever you want to do. And you just head north, and it's off the beaten path, industrial kind of looking hotel. It had like cement walls and the rooms are hidden off there's no windows except for the front, but it's amazing. The pool and the view of the pool,
Mm-hmm.
it has an infinity pool design to it with restaurants right next to it.
Yes.
You're looking at cactuses, you're looking at the desert.
It's such a unique place.
Right.
It's also one of those hotels it was designed by a very well-renowned architect called Desert de Serenity is what they call it there, where the desert meets the Sea of Cortez. It's a beautiful place. I need to find who designed it because it's just so gorgeous. But definitely another place for couples.
Yeah, this is a place where you just go relax, just chill by the pool, get maybe some work done, do some reading. It's in the middle of the desert, surrounded, like I had said, about cactuses and all kinds of desert-like vegetation. And it's a really cool place. And the food is just beyond amazing.
Yeah.
And the hotel can arrange anything for you out there. You could do some tours into the desert if you want. I remember seeing that there was an astronomy tour they do late at night because you're out there in the.
Yeah, that's right. We did a beach picnic.
That's what, yeah.
Yeah, we did a beach picnic, which was really romantic and nice and amazing. Again, these are ideas for you to spice up your love life, right? If you are wanting to spice it up, we're giving you guys some really good places and some good tips on how to make it sexy, how to make it romantic, and I am telling you.
Do we mention the name of the hotel in Barcelona?
Yeah, it's Hotel Paradero.
That's right.
Yeah, Hotel Paradero.
Yeah, and communication is really good with them. And
if you want to look them up, their Instagram account is Paradero Hotels. Yeah, Paradero Hotels.
Yep.
And it's an award-winning design. It's just so perfect and beautiful, and you're not going to regret it. I'm telling you, this is just one of those places that you will look and say, oh my gosh, like I definitely need to try this place out.
Yeah, so
Insta-worthy.
Those are the 3 places we did in 2023 that we thought were great for couples that we're sharing with us.
Yeah.
Cartagena in Colombia, the northern region of Spain for
Mhm.
wine, Rioja, Priorat, and Penedès, and then Paraderos, which is also the name of the town, and it's an hour of Cabo.
Yep. So if you want more details on that, let me know. Send me some DMs on my Insta at Señora Vibes Podcast. And I'm going to also be adding a link for the travel itinerary that we created for Cartagena. I'm thinking, Rusk, maybe we can create an itinerary for Rioja. Because that one has a lot of really great details too, some really good stuff on there. So definitely look out for that one because we'll create an itinerary for y'all for that one as well. But thank you so much, honey. I appreciate you.
Well, thanks for bringing me back on here.
And I love having you.
Thank you. I love being on here.
Yeah. I love you. Are we going to do any wine later on? Because
Yes,
I'm
of
like,
course.
I'm now thinking about it.
Yeah. Just talking about Thursday.
I know. Thank you so much, everyone. And like I said, if you want to know more, reach out to me. Please send a review. Please let me know what you think of everything. Friends, before we go, I'm asking a huge favor of you. Please review the podcast. You can go to Apple or you can go to Spotify. Share the episodes with your friends and support my sponsors. Furthermore, I'd love to connect with you when you visit my website, www.aliciaelatasi.com. Here you'll see that I can help you set up your very own podcast. You'll have access to my curated travel itineraries. Additionally, my caregiver's handbook, something I'm very proud of. There's even something there on creating passive income. Oh, and let's not forget, I can help you buy or sell your home. So check me out at www.aliciaelatasi.com. And remember, the key to anything is execution.
Wonder, wonder, wonder.